Okay, for the 5 easy steps of formulation. So the first step is going to be identifying our client's natural level. So how we're going to do that is we're going to take the N series card out of our swatch book, and we're going to go to our client, so we're going to go to the crown of her head. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to find the natural level through here. And the reason why we go to the crown of our client's hair is because around our faces tends to be a bit lighter than our actual natural level. So step 2 is then going to identify our client's desired level. And we're going to do this by a visual representation is always the best form. That way we know our clients and us are on the same page. So this is going to be done by our swatch book again, or a picture that your client brings in from like a magazine or even a picture of themselves. This is how we're going to identify our client's desired level. Step 3 is going to be our developer. So we need to figure out which developer we're wanting to use based on the amount of lift or deposit that we're going to have in our formula between the natural level and the desired level. And then step 4 is identifying the percentage of gray hair. That way we can formulate gray coverage into our formula if we do need to cover gray. And then step 5 is the underlining pigment. So this is going to be what the natural remaining pigment that's left in your client's hair after you lift 2 or more levels. So this is going to either need to be neutralized or it's going to help our formula. So that's why we have to identify that so we can know how to incorporate the natural remaining pigment or the underlining pigment into our formula. So with that said, let's go ahead and go into our next color application, which is going to be Ethereal Elegance. So this sectioning is going to be a little bit different from our Boho Blonde. You notice that the back is going to be a little bit bolder, where the front's going to be a little bit softer, versus our Boho is going to be softer in the back and bolder in the front. So this one's going to be backwards, not backwards, it's going to be a little bit different from our previous one. So as you notice here, we're going to go and do a horseshoe section across the top. It's going to be our zone 1. And then zone 2 is going to come across here from the parietal, right across our client's ear. And then this is going to show you what's left is going to be zone 3. So to better give you a little bit of understanding of that, I'm going to go ahead and do that on my mannequin. So like I said, the first thing we're going to do is go on right here in the front. We're going to go right across from about the middle part of our client's eyes. We're going to go around to the back. So we're going to have this nice horseshoe section on the top. So it is also very important that while you're finding your sectioning is going to be in very nice, clean lines, because this is going to be the base of our style. So we need to make sure that this is done very clean and sharp. So it also may take like a couple times. You may have to take it down also. And make sure that you do it nice and clean once. And once we have that zone all sectioned out, we're going to take it and pin it away. Oops, just make sure it stays. Because this is going to be the very last section. Okay, so see section 1. We're going to go straight here and go all the way around with our horseshoe section. Oh, she's coming down. She is just not wanting to stay sectioned. Okay, so it's a bit easier to do it on a real person, holds a little bit better than it does on a mannequin. So next we're going to go on the side part. So we're going to take right across from the top of the ear. We're going to go straight back up into the apex and meet the top section. So we're going to go from the apex right down to in front of our client's ear. We're going to clip that out of the way, and we're going to repeat the same section on the opposite side. Alright, so here we have our nice sections across the side, marries up to the top on the apex on both sides. So it's going to leave us with this larger back section, which I know it doesn't look exactly like it does on the picture, but it's really hard to get a three-dimensional image to come across on a two-dimensional piece of paper. So this is how you're going to be left with the back. So now, for the rest of the sectioning and application, you will notice that we have these little lines, which we know is what we talked about with our elements of design. The lines represent micro skip. So we're going to go ahead and section and have this all ready for us on our 6 sections in the back. So with the first section, we're going to work from the bottom up. So we're going to go from the middle of the ear all the way down to about the lower part of the jaw on the other side. So a little bit similar to the way with the way boho is, but we're working with a lot larger of an area. We're still going to have that nice brick lay across the back of our client's head, which is going to diffuse very nicely. So no matter how she pulls it up again, it's going to be diffused, but a little bit bolder. Okay, so next we're going to go on the same side, with the same height on the left side, so they're going to be actually even versus, as you remember on the boho, it was not quite even. These are going to be even on each side. So we're going to take from the top of the left ear, and come middle of the left ear, and come across on a brick lay. This out of the way as well. And so what we're going to do is, again, just keep working our way up. So we're going to go back to the other side. And pinning this our way. just going to take this last part on the top, twist it, and clip. So this is what we have. So we've got our nice brick lay across the back, goes all the way up to the top, and we have our sections on the side. So for application, what we're going to do for this one, it would be, like I said, a little bit bolder. You would take and pre-lighten your client's hair. If you wanted this bolder look, you could pre-lighten your client's hair depending on the formula and exactly what your client's looking for. But you could actually do this with the same way I was talking about with the boho blonde, that you could use it with the regular formula if you wanted to color your client's hair or not, or take away the whole thing. So with this one, we're just going to go with this one being all pre-lightened. You'll see it in your, if you want to follow along in your application guide. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this first section and we are going to follow our guide right here, which is going to be the slice in the front, skip, micro weave. So this is going to be the micro slice. So we're going to take on the front, do our slice, skip, and our weave. We're going to take this and clip this up. We're going to take this whole section here across the bottom and we're going to hand paint the bottom. And then we will take and put our root color, our foundation color on the base. And then we're going to go ahead and put a foil under it. And we're going to melt through and have like a little shadow root and put this in a foil and let it lay down. And so we're going to do the same thing on this section. We're going to take and weave in the back, skip, and then slice to the front. Since I'm right-handed, I'm going to work from the inside out, so we're going to do it the same way. Slice across the front, weave in the back, paint the bottom section, brush your anchor formula, your foundation formula across the bottom, and then you're going to pull your accent color on the top, put that in a foil, and then we're going to move to this side, do the same exact thing. We're going to slice, skip, weave, hair paint, foil, put our base color on, our foundation color at the foundation, then we're going to pull our accent color through. We're going to repeat the same process here as well as we get to the top. What we're going to do here is we're just going to go across the top. We're going to weave across the top, hair paint, foil, pull down. That's going to be the back. It's going to be nice and brick laid across, so it's going to fall very nicely and be very diffused across the back, but slightly bolder since we're going with a little bit bolder application. So next is going to be the sides. So the sides you see is going to be, they're very small. They're a lot smaller sides on the back because the sides are going to be smaller because the back is a bit larger. And our top section is going to be different because we don't have the zigzag part. So they're going to be smaller sections on the sides. Wow, that's a tongue twister. So what we're going to do is, of course, at the front, we're going to take the slice, and then we'll skip and weave because we're taking the boldness towards the front so we have a lot more pop of color. So we'll take our section, we will do our slice, pop out, skip, and then our micro weave, pull that out. We're going to do the same thing here as we did in the back. We're going to hair paint this section, put in our foil, brush our foundation across the new growth, and then we're going to apply our accent color. So we're going to do that. We're going to also pull it again. So we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to work the skip slice all the way up to the top, not skip slice, I'm sorry, the micro slice, all the way up to the top, alternating our anchor color on the bottom, foundation across. We're going to come across the side. We're going to repeat it the exact same way here. So we'll do our micro skip across here. We're going to do our hair painting. We're going to put our foil in here and put our accent color. We're going to work all the way across the top. Now, when we get to the top, you see this is going to be diagonal the whole cross. We're going to work towards our part. So if your client has a designated part, you're going to work towards your part. So, sorry, she doesn't want to stay on her little post. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the front corner. Say if this is her part, right here, we're going to work towards our part. So we're going to do in the corner. Pull across. We're going to do the same exact thing. We are going to have the slice towards the face since we're wanting that brighter look around our face, around our client's face. Skip, and then we're going to do our nice little micro weave. Take, we're going to hair paint this, and then we're going to take our foil, we're going to put our foundation across the base, we're going to pull across our accent. We're going to do just like that, so when it falls across her face, the reason of doing this is we're going to have that nice brightness as it comes across our client's face. So we're not going to have to worry about that dark pieces that's going to be on those heavy panels. Since we're working towards our part, it's going to fall very nicely, very beautiful. And so as we work across, as we start getting to our part, we're going to have our part. It's still going to be nicely and diffused because by the time we get to our part, we're going to be alternating left and right of our skip slice. So you'll see that this one, the skip slice, not skip slice, I'm sorry, the micro slice. The slice started on the right side, and then we're going to alternate and start it from the left side because that's going to be in front of our client's face. Our next one is going to be on the other side and then micro weave across. Then we're going to alternate on this side and we're going to slice and then do our micro weave. So it's going to be our alternating micro slice across the top of the head. And what that's going to do is it's going to add some bright pieces and it's going to pull some of that depth to it, but it's going to be nice and diffused when we have our client's hair. Wherever she wants to part it, it's going to be nice and diffused across. So we're just going to keep working back. So like with my client, you'll see already with my client right here that as I take this next section, I'm already going into and across her part. So since we're going to be alternating with this one, it's going to be our slice. Micro skip, pull that. We're going to hair paint the bottom, put in our foil, brush across our foundation color, and then pull back our accent. And we're going to work through that the entire way of her hair. So when it comes back, it's going to process, it's going to fall out nice and beautiful. And that is our application process for our Ethereal Elegance.